Most people completely misunderstand what it actually takes to register a company in Portugal, and because of that misunderstanding, they either assume it is just another simple European online registration process, or they avoid it entirely thinking it is slow, bureaucratic, and complicated beyond reason. But the truth is very different. And that is exactly what happened to Michael, a 38-year-old freelance tech consultant from New York, who had been working remotely for years, and was looking for a stable European base to expand his consulting business. At first, Portugal was not even his top choice. He was considering Spain, Italy, and even Estonia. But one conversation changed everything. A fellow entrepreneur told him something unexpected. Portugal is one of the easiest places in Europe to combine residency options with business formation, especially if you understand the structure of its company system. Michael didn't believe it at first, because from the outside, Portugal looks like any other European country with legal formalities, tax systems, and administrative steps. But what he didn't realize is that Portugal offers a very structured, highly digitalized company formation system through the Portuguese Commercial Registry, allowing entrepreneurs to form what is effectively an LLC equivalent called a LDA, short for Limitada. And that is where the real journey begins. Because Michael assumed registering a company would be as simple as filling out a few online forms and waiting for approval. But what he discovered instead was a structured legal process involving company naming rules, tax identification numbers, shareholder registration, social security setup, and banking compliance procedures that must all align perfectly. And here's where things get interesting. Because in Portugal, the system is not designed to confuse you. It is designed to standardize everything. But only if you understand the sequence. Before we break it down, you need to understand something critical. A Portuguese LLC equivalent, known as a ALDA, is a limited liability company structure that separates personal and business liability, while allowing individuals or multiple shareholders to operate legally within Portugal and the European Union framework. It is widely used by freelancers, digital entrepreneurs, consulting firms, and international investors who want access to the EU market. However, Portugal has strict procedural steps involving identification, tax registration, and compliance before full operational status is granted. Now let's go back to Michael's journey. He arrives in Lisbon expecting a confusing bureaucracy filled with delays and paperwork. Instead, he meets a local business consultant named Sophia, who specializes in helping foreign entrepreneurs set up LDA companies. And the first thing she tells him immediately reshapes his expectations. She says, "In Portugal, company registration is not difficult, but it is sequential. If you follow the sequence, everything works smoothly." Michael nods, but he doesn't fully understand what that means yet. Because the first step is not incorporation. It is identity and tax preparation. And this is where most people make their first mistake. They try to register a company before obtaining a Portuguese tax identification number, known as a NIF. But in Portugal, the NIF is the foundation of everything. Without it, you cannot open a company, open a bank account, or complete legal registration. So Sophia takes Michael to the first step. He applies for a NIF number. And this is where Emily, another entrepreneur from California, ran into confusion earlier. She thought her passport alone was enough to start the process. But in Portugal, the tax system requires formal identification through the NIF system before any commercial activity can begin. Once Michael receives his NIF, things begin to move forward. But here's where things get more structured. The next step is choosing a company name. And this is not just a creative decision. It is a legal approval process through the Portuguese registry and notary system. Michael submits 3 name options. 2 are rejected because they are too generic or too similar to existing entities. The third is approved with minor adjustments. And this is where Sophia explains something important. In Portugal, your company name is not just branding, it is legal classification. That means your name must pass regulatory filters before becoming your market identity. And once the name is approved, you move into company formation documents. This is where structure becomes very important. Because now you must define shareholder structure, company address, capital contribution, and governance rules. And this is where David, a software founder from Texas, encountered delays when he tried to use a simplified template from another EU country. His application was rejected because Portugal requires specific documentation aligned with its commercial code structure. And this is where frustration begins for many entrepreneurs. Because what seems simple becomes highly procedural. But here's the insight Sophia gives Michael that changes everything. She says, Portugal is not complex. It is just strict about sequence and consistency. And that becomes the turning point. Because once Michael understands sequence, everything becomes easier. So he begins preparing carefully. He ensures his shareholder structure is correctly defined, his company address is valid within Portugal, and his capital declaration matches legal requirements. And that preparation makes a difference. Because when he submits his application through the Empresa na Hora system, which is Portugal's fast-track company registration service, the process moves much more efficiently. But here's where things become more layered. Because company formation in Portugal is not just one step. It is a chain of linked registrations. First, incorporation of the LDA company. Second, registration with the tax authority to obtain a company tax number. Third, registration with Social Security if hiring employees. And fourth, opening a corporate bank account for operational use. And this is where many foreign entrepreneurs misunderstand timing. They assume incorporation equals full operational readiness. But in reality, incorporation is just legal existence. After incorporation, Michael receives his official company certificate. And that moment feels like success. But Sophia immediately clarifies something important. You are legally formed, but not yet fully operational in the financial system. Because next comes tax activation. And this is where Sarah, another entrepreneur from New York, experienced unexpected delays. She assumed tax registration would be automatic. But in Portugal, you must ensure your company is correctly registered with the tax authority and classified for VAT obligations if applicable. And this matters more than most people realize. Because VAT registration affects invoicing, reporting, and compliance obligations across the European Union. But Michael avoids confusion because he follows the sequence carefully. And that makes everything smoother. But here's where things shift again. Because now he must open a corporate bank account. And this is often the most sensitive step in the entire process. Banks require company documents, identification records, proof of address, business activity descriptions, and compliance verification. And in many cases, in-person verification is required. This is where Daniel, another entrepreneur from London, encountered delays he did not expect. His incorporation was perfect. His tax registration was pending. But his banking process stalled because of missing consistency between his declared business activity and supporting documents. And this is where many entrepreneurs realize something important. Legal formation and financial activation are not the same thing. But Michael prepares correctly. He ensures all documents match, his business description is consistent, and his identification records are complete. And because of that preparation, his banking process moves forward successfully. But here's the deeper insight most people miss. In Portugal, success is not about speed. It is about alignment. Alignment between tax identity, company structure, legal registration, and banking compliance. When those elements align, the system becomes extremely efficient. When they do not, delays occur even in a digital-friendly country like Portugal. And that is the real lesson here. Because when you zoom out, registering an LLC equivalent in Portugal is not just bureaucracy. It is a structured legal framework designed to ensure transparency, tax compliance, and business legitimacy within the European Union. And once you understand that structure, everything becomes predictable. Michael is no longer confused. He is operating with clarity and control. And that shift changes everything. But here's a curiosity loop most people never consider. Because Portugal has become one of the most attractive destinations for digital entrepreneurs due to its combination of lifestyle, EU market access, and relatively streamlined company formation system, when compared to many Western European countries. But only if you set it up correctly from the beginning. Because mistakes in early registration can lead to delays in banking, taxation issues, or compliance corrections later. So let's bring everything together clearly. First, you obtain your tax identification number, NIF type. Second, you reserve and approve your company name through the registry system. Third, you prepare incorporation documents including shareholder structure and company address. Fourth, you register your LDA company through the official system. Fifth, you complete tax and VAT registration. And finally, you open a corporate bank account to activate full operations. Each step builds on the previous one. And skipping or misunderstanding even one step can create delays. But when done correctly, the system becomes one of the most efficient in Europe. And here is the final insight that ties everything together. Most people think registering a company in Portugal is complicated. But in reality, it is structured simplicity. Once you understand the sequence, you gain control. And once you gain control, international business stops feeling like uncertainty and starts becoming strategy. Michael, Sarah, David, and Daniel all started with confusion. But the ones who succeeded were those who followed the process in order and respected the system. And that is the real takeaway. Portugal is not difficult to register a company in. It is structured, predictable, and highly efficient for those who understand how to move step by step. So if you are considering forming an LLC equivalent in Portugal, the real question is not whether it is possible. It is whether you are ready to follow the structure without skipping the steps that matter. Because once you do, you will realize something powerful. Global opportunity is not chaos. It is structure. And when you understand structure, you can operate anywhere in the world with confidence. And if you found this guide helpful and want more deep breakdowns of international company formation and global business strategy, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Because the next guide might completely change how you see global opportunity.